To get started on this exercise, you should have a photograph of you holding a rectangle sheet of paper that's 20 by 30, as well as your final 20 by 30 poster. In Photoshop, we're going to go up to File and down to Open, and let's locate the photograph of you holding your poster. Now we do want to have our Layers panel selected, and the first thing we need to do is to have a 20 by 30 area to work in. To make a rectangular area, we're going to use our Rectangle Vector tool. With this tool selected, go up to your options at the top, make sure you're working in Shape mode, set your fill color to be something like red, you'll see why in just a second, and set your stroke to be none. With one click, this will allow you to type in a specific size for your design. In this case, we're going to type in 20 inches by 30 inches and say OK to this. Now, this is going to give you a much larger area than you need, which is OK. We can use our black arrow selection tool, and let's scale it down. And I want to be able to scale this until it fills out from corner to corner my entire poster area. Now, because of how this is photographed, it's not going to be a perfect square, but that's okay. We simply want it to fill out the entire area, even if it overlaps just a little bit for this mock-up purpose. The next thing we need to do, before you do any other transformations, you need to convert this layer into a smart object. With the layer selected, you can go up to Layer and down to Convert to Smart Object, or Create Smart Object. Smart Objects, Convert. There it is there. This will convert your layer to a smart object. Now we can play around with cleaning it up. The first thing I need to do is to be able to see below it. I'm going to change my blending mode from normal to multiply. This will allow me to see my entire area, and you can see how it's off by a little bit. Again, that's okay if it's over the edges. The purpose of the mock-up is just to give you an idea. The next thing I may need to do is to use my layer masking to clean up this area. The quickest and easiest way to do this is by selecting your rectangle area. Let's create a layer mask by clicking on the layer mask at the bottom, and anything we paint black inside of this layer mask will mask off the red of the area. So I'm going to use my regular paintbrush tool. I'm going to set my paintbrush to be just a general round brush. So I'm going to go up and choose a solid round brush. Make sure you're working at 100% opacity and 100% flow. Now I can zoom in, and again, I've got black set as my foreground color. Wherever I paint black will mask off the red that I'm working with. If you make a mistake, you can swap over to white as your foreground color, and you can bring back that area. So very quickly, I'm going to go through all of the edges, and I'm going to mask out any part that's not part of the actual poster. Go through where the hands may be, or any part that's overlapping or outside of that area. But again, if you make a mistake, you can swap your fill color to be white, and you can, your foreground color to be white, and you can go back and clean this up. Now that we've got this selected, you can double click on your Smart Object layer, and this will open it up as its separate document. Let's place our design into this area. So go to File and Place Embedded. We can choose our 20 by 30 poster PDF. Since this is bringing it in as a PDF, we'll say OK to this, and it will bring it in as a smart object as well. Now you may need to adjust the size of it depending on the setup that you have. So I'm going to scale mine up just a little bit until it fills out the entire area. Again, make it a little bit bigger because we don't want to see our crop marks. With this done, now I can go to File and Save, and this will save the smart object, and when I close it out, now I've got this saved inside of my mock-up design. From here, all you have to do is save this as a JPEG. We'll go to File and do Save as Copy. Drag it on here, there we go. And we'll add my name to it. So this is my 20 by 30 mock-up. Make sure your format is set to JPEG and hit Save. If you want, you can also save this as the Photoshop file so that you can use this mock-up whenever you need to.